Some guys will tell you they don't get the butterflies anymore, but I think everybody gets the butterflies. How can you not when you're about to go wring a bike's neck for, 10 laps? It's really neat that older GP bikes have now descended to a price point where a guy like me can afford them. To be able to lay hands on a bike that was built by Yamaha's race department is a real special thing. Working on these engines and on the bikes is very special to me. You get a great sense of accomplishment if you've torn down an engine during the off season, replaced the crank or done the top end and all that kind of stuff, and then you've gone out the following season and done well. You did that. That was your work that went into that. It's almost an honor to be able to ride these bikes. My 125 has a tech sticker on it from Suzuka. I mean, how cool is that? This bike, raced at Suzuka. Now I'm racing it at Mid-Ohio. It just almost doesn't even seem right. A guy like me has such a cool bike and can race it almost 20 years later, and it's still competitive. Race time. Well, with us, especially if you're on a two-stroke, that means you've been warming the bike up for a little bit, getting it up to temperature, kind of sneaking peeks at your friends. What are they doing? How are they prepping? And just trying to stay as calm as you can. And finally, the time comes to go out there, and you just try to stay cool and try to stay calm. But you never know how it's going to work out.
Then the BSA number 23 of David Rutherford and the Honda number 17 of Jordan Reed.
Take your grid position, and then it's a whole new wave of issues come up. Are you going to be able to get the start you want? You've got to find that balance between clutch slip and throttle application. And then you arrive at the first corner, and it's always everybody dives to the inside, so am I going to go to the outside? Well, everybody tries to trip over each other on the inside, and at least that's how it works in your head. And in theory, of course, it almost never works out that way.
Everybody clear through turn number 1 and on their way out. 8 laps is the length on this one.
That first lap is tense. Everybody's trying to sort themselves out. If you're in the race with different kinds of motorcycles as well, there's strengths and weaknesses. Sometimes you're stronger in the corners, they're stronger on the straights.
Jordan Reed making a charge now on the GP lightweight bike as the leader in that class.
You can get so caught up in the moment, trying to sort yourself out, get the best position you can. You have to remember to breathe, take it all in. Nothing ever goes the way you planned, or rarely anyway. It's a special race if it does. When you're racing at this level, when you're not employed as a racer, when you're not a factory guy earning a living doing it, it takes on a different meaning. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a competitive sport. The object is to win, without a doubt. But the object is also to have fun. It's all about trying to figure out how your competitors are riding, what you can learn from them, and how you can apply that to your own race and better and continue to progress.
In the Formula GP lightweight, Jordan Reed first across the stripe.
And hopefully you'll have brought it home in one piece in first place, ideally. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work that way. The cool down lap, everybody you give a thumbs up and a wave to the corner workers. They've dedicated their weekend to your safety. It seems weird to say, but I prefer and I feel safer riding on the track than I do on the street, because at every corner you've got somebody who's been trained to deal with a down rider. Give a tip of your helmet to the corner workers as you pass by, because they've been looking out for you, and wave to the fans. That's when, for me, the nerves come in, is after the race. You get in, you pull back into the pits, you're trying to calm down, but now here come your buddies, and now it's time for the bench racing. And that's when I start to shake, is recalling the events that have just unfolded, and oh man, it got so hairy in the first corner. You see this guy, it just, it was nuts. And so it's the bench racing after the race is finished that really gets me amped up. It's interesting, this range that you go to from warm up to the race to cool down and then post race. Racing is where I try to stay calm and cool and collected.
All right, congratulations, job well done.